It's untimely, to say the least. It's quite a lengthy procession, as you can make out from this slightly wider, longer shot. And you can only surmise for yourself what this really means in terms of the kind of respect that General Bipin Rawat commanded among common citizens, especially young people, young boys and girls, aspirational boys and girls, who perhaps want to serve the nation as he did as well. As we've been mentioning, senior military commanders from friendly neighboring countries are also attending the last rites of General Bipin Rawat and Mrs. Madhulika Rawat. We've had a statement given by Sri Lanka's High Commissioner Bibindrath as well, and he said it's a real tragedy. Our President today sent CDS and Army Command of Sri Lanka as his envoy for the ceremony. We're heartbroken. Many senior personnel in our military have known him well. He was Sri Lanka's friend. That's what the Sri Lankan High Commissioner has had to say about General Bipin Rawat. There's a statement by the British High Commissioner Alex Ellis as well, and he said it's incredibly sad. He was a pioneer as he started the joint defence approach which we follow in the UK. He led that approach in India. It's very sad for India to lose a great leader, a soldier and a thoroughly nice man. That's what has been said by British High Commissioner Alex Ellis. As my colleague Arun Sharma mentioned, that Bipin Rawat is trending on Twitter today. That's what we're seeing throughout the day today. There's an outpouring of grief and also of tribute as far as General Rawat is concerned. And the Indian Army has also put out a link where, if you want, you can pay your tributes to General Rawat as well. Even former ambassadors such as Daniel Carmen of Israel, he was ambassador to India and Sri Lanka and is now back in Israel. He's also recalled his interactions with General Rawat on Twitter, and he said, "I remember vividly a lengthy conversation with CDS General Bipin Rawat, who was ADGPI commander at the time, at his dinner table. With much sensibility, he asked about the history of Israel and the Jewish people, the Battle of Haifa back in 1918, my family and my military service as well. So he touched people personally, many people who were from here and abroad, and they're all recollecting how they had interacted with General Rawat. The link that I was talking about is General Bipin Rawat tributes.in. That's been put out by the Indian Army on Twitter. You can leave your or offer your tributes here to the brave son of India, General Bipin Rawat, by simply clicking on the link and then putting your thoughts there, in case you want to do that, because that is what a lot of people seem to be doing today, wherever they can. But this is a good place to do it. I'm sure it will serve as a compendium of all those who thought well of him, wanted to pay respects to him. And this is an image that we all just can't get enough of at this moment, ever since that procession began from his official residence at K. Kamraj Road. A lot of young people who I'm sure are tremendously inspired by General Rawat and those like him who wanted to pay their final respects to him, have just been running along this procession, some bearing the national flag, some shouting slogans, some with their phones in their hands taking images or videos and shouting slogans at the same time. बिपिन रावत अमर रहें, जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा, बिपिन रावत जी का नाम रहेगा, भारत माता की जय is of course what comes to the lips most of the time, many times. People are recording their tributes to General Rawat at General Bipin Rawat tributes.in. That's a link that's been created. People are saying Shat Shat Naman. May the departed soul rest in souls, in fact, rest in peace. Sadgati Prapti Rastu. That's an interesting one. Govind Kumar Soni saying a soldier can never be off duty. He will always be in the heart of billions. Was 100% perfect for the post he served as CDS. Our condolences with the families of martyred personnel. Jai Hind. The tribute page, the link calls him an illustrious warrior, and there's a brief description of him as well, recalling how he became the nation's first CDS on the 1st of January 2020, and saying that he was a single point military advisor to the Government of India on strategic issues and headed the Department of Military Affairs that was also created in the Ministry of Defence. He was also the permanent chairman of the COSC. Apart from coordinating with the three service chiefs as first among equals, he was entrusted with the authority to create integrated theatre commands and ensure jointness in their planning, training, administration and operations. So he had a very, very critical role as far as the nation's defense is concerned. And he was doing it very, very admirably. till fate had other plans. This I believe is in the Delhi cantonment now. We're getting closer to the Brass Square crematorium where the last rites will be performed. I think now we've switched cameras and live feeds as well, and this could well be Brass Square itself. Yes, this is right outside Brass Square, where they are awaiting the arrival of the gun carriage carrying the remains of General Rawat and Mrs. Rawat. We have the Ambassador of France, Emmanuel Lenier, also tweeting, and I'll just quote him: "I wanted to pay tribute and to come in person for that ceremony as we remember him as a great military leader, emphatic, warm, determined and great friend to move forward cooperation with my country. He'll be really fondly remembered." That's Emmanuel Lenier, Ambassador of France to India. Now this is Brass Square crematorium where the last rites will be performed, and as my colleague Nandita Dagar had informed us, a total of 800 service personnel will be in attendance for the military funeral of the CDS, and these will be from all the three armed forces, all ranks from the Army, Navy and Air Force, and 33 members of the Tri-Services Band will form the front escort. This is of course the front escort of the gun carriage, with 99 all ranks from the three services acting as the rear escort. And at Brass Square funeral ground, the CDS will be accorded a 17-gun salute according to protocol. There will be the last post and the rouse being played by the Tri-Services buglers, and then after that the funeral will be performed by family members, which Nandita was saying is quite likely to be a closed affair. But as you can see right now, all preparations have been made for the last rites at Brass Square funeral ground. And the people gathered here are just waiting for the arrival of the remains, and you can see them now on the screen as well. You can see former Olympian, military officer and Union Minister there, Rajavardhan Singh Rathore, took voluntary retirement as a colonel and is present now ceremonially there for this grim event. Who would have thought that such a tragedy will befall our nation, being robbed of the country's first Chief of Defence Staff in this manner? Shocking incident on Wednesday. Leaving everyone feeling utterly confused, unable to comprehend what has happened. simple half-an-hour flight in one of the most reliable choppers in the world, a transport chopper, medium lift transport chopper. Its latest version. Very difficult to understand what happened. The weather was a bit inclement. There was fog, there was cloud, but we still don't know what happened. There's a tri-service court of inquiry that has been set up that will go into every detail really of looking into all aspects of that flight, from the condition of the pilots to that of the craft, to the weather, to the topography, to the maintenance schedule, to the fueling, to all equipment, their functionality, the black box, the flight data recorder as you might call it. Everything will be examined tooth and nail thoroughly before any conclusion is drawn as to what had happened in those fateful minutes when the helicopter carrying the Chief of Defence Staff, his wife and 12 others crashed to the ground, resulting in such a tragedy. You can see some of the foreign dignitaries there, ambassadors and military commanders from friendly countries who are also there to pay their last respect. I can see the French ambassador there. Difficult to make out who are the others because of the masks. And now it seems that the gun carriage bearing the mortal remains has reached the Brass Square crematorium. If this audio is from the same camera that we're getting the visuals, it seems that the gun carriage has reached the crematorium. That was the time that was set for this journey from the official residence of the Chief of Defence Staff to Brass Square Crematorium. The journey was to begin at 2 p.m. It began around about that time itself, and at 3:30, almost exactly at 3:30, the procession seems to have reached the Brass Square Crematorium. Very soon we'll see the ceremonial part of the funeral beginning as well. Lots of people will be paying their respects before the funeral pyres are lit at Brass Square Crematorium 2 and paying their final respects. You can see the military band here as well. This is a tri-service band that will be there almost all the way. There will be buglers too later on. This is a funeral with full military honors and a 17-gun salute for the nation's first Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat. His wife also will be on the adjoining pyre. Such is this tragedy. 11 others have also perished along with them in that helicopter crash that took place the day before. And there you see it. This is the Delhi cantonment, the Brass Square crematorium, where the mortal remains of the CDS and his wife have now arrived. Okay, you can see now we've got to a different event here. This is at the airport where you can see the Guru Granth Sahib that has been brought from Afghanistan. Actually, what has happened is that a special chartered flight has arrived from Kabul. This was chartered by the Indian government. And you can see Hardeep Singh Puri there, Union Minister. And you can see JP Nadda as well, BJP President. They're bringing out the Guru Granth Sahib, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji's from historical Gurdwaras in Afghanistan. And there are Hindu religious scriptures as well, including the Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita from the 5th century Asa Mai Mandir in Kabul that have been flown along with several, about 110 stranded persons from India who were there, and they've been airlifted back to the country. And now we've got back to Brass Square crematorium, where the last rites of General Bipin Rawat and his wife Mrs. Madhulika Rawat will be performed around 4:45 p.m. today. But before that there's a whole ceremonial funeral that will take place, a final farewell with full military honors and a 17-gun salute. Again, you can see a lot of people lining up on the sides, quite a few of them now military personnel as well, because this is the Delhi cantonment. This is where the funeral will take place as well. The last rites will be performed. Senior military personnel surrounding the gun carriage at the moment. Six officers, 2 each from the Army, Navy and Air Force of the rank of Lieutenant General or equivalent, are going to be the pall bearers, is what our colleague Nandita Dagar had informed us about. Earlier in the day, General Bipin Rawat's mortal remains, along with those of his wife, had been laid in state at his official residence at K. Kamraj Bagh from 11 o'clock till about 1:30 in the afternoon, just for people to come and pay their last respects, relay reads. Then on this gun carriage the remains were placed and they rolled out from the official residence around 2 o'clock. and are now at the Brass Square Crematorium in the Delhi cantonment. We will see more people here laying wreaths at the feet of General Rawat and his wife before their remains are consigned to the flames. Let's just sum up the events that have taken place till now as far as this tragedy is concerned. We've seen earlier in the day how the remains of General Rawat and his wife lay in state at their official residence at 3 Kamraj Marg, where lots of figures from government, from different political parties, from even foreign lands came and paid their last respects, laid wreaths and flower petals in tribute at the feet of General Rawat. Some of them were, of course, the Home Minister Amit Shah. There was several union ministers, Piyush Goyal, Nirmala Sitharaman. There was Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. There were leaders from the opposition parties like Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal as well. Uttarakhand Chief Minister came down from Dehradun to bid him a final farewell. General Rawat, as you all know, is from Dehradun. There was time for the general public to pay their last respects to General Rawat at his residence as well, from 10 o'clock in the morning till 1:30 p.m. And then we saw the funeral procession taking place. It started around 2 o'clock in the afternoon from his residence. There were elaborate arrangements that were put in place for this funeral procession, and we saw how through the journey there were thousands of people who had lined up on the sides of the road, not just outside his residence, and there were a lot of young boys, girls who were part of this as well. A lot of young boys running along that gun carriage that carried the mortal remains, this casket that you see on the screen right now. A lot of them running with the national tricolour, shouting slogans of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jab Tak Suraj Chand Rahega, Bipin Rawat Ji Tera Naam Rahega. These are again images that no one wished to see, that no one had anticipated the nation would be seeing. These are two caskets, one of General Bipin Rawat, the nation's first Chief of Defence Staff, the topmost military ranking officer the nation's ever had, and that of his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat, that are being taken in to the Brass Square cremation ground for the performance of their last rites. This is the fallout of that tragedy that took place the day before, where the chopper, the B-17 B-5, that was carrying General Rawat, his wife, and 12 others crashed in Tamil Nadu. Only one person is surviving right now, Group Captain Arun Singh, and everybody's praying, the nation and everyone else is praying for his recovery. All the others perished, 13 of them. We've seen some of those last rites being performed earlier as well, Brigadier Liddar among them, and now we're seeing the beginning of the funeral proceedings of General Bipin Rawat and his wife, with full military honours at the Brass Square crematorium in the Delhi Cant. These are the pallbearers, 6 senior ranking military officers, 2 each from the 3 armed forces. They're all the rank of Lieutenant General equivalent, and they're the pallbearers for General Rawat. "800 service personnel are in attendance for the military funeral of the CDS. There are many others as well who are there. Senior military commanders from Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal and Bangladesh. They've come to New Delhi to attend General Rawat's funeral. They've been deputed by their country's leaderships to attend the funeral. There are lots of foreign envoys there as well. The chopper crash happened on Wednesday. Then the remains of General Rawat and his wife and the defence personnel who were killed in the crash were flown from Sulur in Tamil Nadu to New Delhi last night, and on their arrival at the Palam Air Base in Delhi, Prime Minister Modi, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and top officials of the defence services paid them tributes at the airport too. Those are the daughters of Mrs. and General Rawat. Very, very tragic circumstances these. Such an illustrious career dedicated to the nation. Very tragic ending to such a fruitful life, and a very, very lively, approachable, jovial, amicable. There's so many words affable that describe General Rawat, and people have been doing that as well while paying tributes to him on social media, on the special link portal that has been created by the Indian Army to pay tributes to him as well. We've been seeing much of that too. This is General Bipin Rawat tributes.in, where anyone, you and me and anyone else, can also post their tributes to General Bipin Rawat. You can see foreign dignitaries also paying their tributes, laying reeds at the feet of General Rawat and his wife. Unimaginable tragedy this. The nation losing its first CDS by such a cruel twist of fate. Those are the family members, bereaved family members, who are right now very stoic. Such is the somberness of the occasion. More envoys coming in and laying reeds. It's a very silent moment. And now, I believe military commanders from friendly countries are also laying their reeds in tribute to General Rawat. This is completely ceremonial. It's a funeral with full military honors. But apart from that, this is also the funeral of a person who was much loved and admired and respected in the country. You can see the names as well of all those who've come in from foreign countries on those reeds as they lay them down to pay their respects. Most of them have interacted extensively with General Rawat in the numerous roles that he played through the years that he was with the Indian Army in different capacities. They've been recollecting their exchanges, their interactions with him as well on this occasion. Many have come from their capitals, these representatives from foreign countries, military and civilian, who are right now laying their wreaths, their mark of respect. Two coffins, caskets alongside General Bipin Rawat and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat. Phone line is my colleague Nandita Dagar, who covers our military forces. Nandita, this is of course now the beginning of the entire ceremonial funeral of General Bipin Rawat and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat. I can see General VP Singh in the frame right now, former Army Chief and former Union Minister, and looking very somber and sad at the moment.
Gautam, we saw as the gun carriage, which was adorned with flowers, all the gun carriage carrying the mortal remains of the first CDS and the current CDS, and also sadly the former CDS, General Bipin Rawat, and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat, being on that gun carriage and entering the Barar Chowk crematorium of the Delhi cantonment, where dignitaries from military as well as civil life are paying their tribute. 99 personnel of the Army, Navy and Air Force, because the CDS is a tri-service institution, they were escorting the gun carriage from the rear, and 33 members of the tri-service band were forming the front escort, and they were playing bugles and drums, heralding the entry of the gun carriage into the Barar Chowk. So in total we will see about 800 to 900 military personnel of all three services in attendance here. We are seeing them. In fact, the CDS will be given a 17-gun salute, which is as per the protocols of his stature and position. And the buglers will play the military tune of last post and rouse. These buglers will be from the Army, the Navy and the Air Force, all three services, and then the funeral pyre will be lit. So we are expecting high profile dignitaries to come here, very high dignitaries to come here and pay their respects to General Rawat. We know that several military commanders from friendly foreign countries have also arrived today at this Barar Chowk. For example, General Shavendra Silva, he is the Chief of Defence Staff and Commander of the Sri Lankan Army. He is here. General Rawat had visited Sri Lanka too. Admiral Ravindra Vijay Gunaratne, he is the former CDS and he was a dear friend of General Bipin Rawat. He was at the National Defence College and he was a postmate, a batchmate of General Rawat. He is also here. From Bhutan, the Chief Operations Officer Brigadier Dorji Renshin is here. From Nepal, we have the Chief of General Staff, General Balakrishna Karki. He is equivalent to the Vice Chief, he is not the Chief. He is equivalent to the Vice Chief of the Army Staff. And from Bangladesh, these are all SAARC nations, Gautam. General Wakaruzzama. He is the Principal Staff Officer of the Armed Forces Division of the Bangladesh military. So we are seeing the friendly foreign countries, which shows how much bridges he had built, and in building bilateral military to military contacts, with our friendly foreign countries, including the SARC nations, as we see from the representation here about the defense attaches of several countries, including France, Israel, US, and he had visited these countries which hold strategic importance to India, where we have significant defense exchanges, joint exercises. He went on bilateral visits, not just as the army chief, but also as the chief of defense staff to countries such as US, interacted with the top leadership over there, trying to secure supply of state-of-the-art weapons and technology to India, and the capacity building of smaller nations uh, around the Indian Peninsula, from Nepal to Bhutan, Bhutan, which is a protectorate. The people of Bhutan hold very loving memories of General Bipin Rawat when he visited there. And of course, Sri Lanka, where he visited not just as the army chief, but also as the chief of defense staff. And Admiral Vijay Gunaratne, who is the former defense chief of defense staff of Sri Lanka, is his very, very close friend. So he is also in attendance. So we see a lot of friendly foreign countries being represented here at Barar Chowk. Gautam? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you, Nandita. You're audible.
Yes, yes. So that is what the point that I was making, that the affable personality that he had, very candid personality, not just with high-profile leadership of our own countries, but with humble and small media people like me and several other media people. He was very constantly he was seen with a smile on his face, and he was ready to speak on several issues, never minced his words, and with the same quality, made him loved by these people from friendly foreign countries, these high-profile dignitaries who are here in attendance. Gautam? Pardon me, my voice is not very good today because of my bad throat. So apologies for that.
That's okay, Nandita, not a problem. We seem to have lost that line with Nandita Dagar for the moment, but you can see this is the ceremonial funeral going on. Very soon we'll see the last rites of General Bipin Rawat and his wife also being performed. This is at the Brar Square or Brar Chowk crematorium in the Delhi Cant, where these last rites will be performed. You can see in the frame all the dignitaries who arrived at this venue. You could see General V.P. Singh there, former Army Chief and also former Union Minister. And you can see a large number of senior serving and retired military officers from home and abroad also paying their tributes to General Bipin Rawat. And that's just not just because it's all ceremonial and it has to be done, it's because of the kind of man General Bipin Rawat was. He had friends all across the country and even abroad, people who had interacted with him very, very positively and affably for decades altogether, who are now coming to say, sorry to see you go in the way you have, we will really miss you. And there you have family members as well who are there watching the proceedings. A very poignant moment, but it also tells them that this man was so well respected, so well regarded. He had so many friends. He touched so many lives. It's sad that he's not with us anymore. It's sad and really sad that he's gone in such an untimely way, along with his wife and so many others as well. 11 more of them who perished in the tragedy that he did.
चाहेंगे। अगर हम देखें तो में आज 94,900
We will continue with our coverage of that live event. My colleague Deepika will take it forward with you for a while.
हम देखते हैं कि एवरेज डेली केसेस देश में पिछले एक हफ्ते से करीब 8,427 की संख्या में रिपोर्ट हो रहे हैं और ओवरऑल केस पॉजिटिविटी पिछले एक हफ्ते की नोट करें तो 0.73% ओवरऑल केस पॉजिटिविटी देश में नोट की जा रही है। अगर पिछले 24 घंटे का डेटा देखें तो पाते हैं कि देश में अराउंड 8,503 टोटल केसेस नोट किए गए हैं और मुख्य इशू यह है कि हम देखें तो पिछले 14 दिनों से देश में 10,000 से भी कम संख्या में केस नोट किए जा रहे हैं और उसमें भी जो केसेस देश में आ रहे हैं वे लिमिटेड एरियाज में पाए जा रहे हैं, जिसमें मुख्यतः 52% से अधिक केसेस केरला स्टेट से नोट किए जा रहे हैं। अगर हम एक्टिव केसेस की एक एनालिसिस करें तो पाते हैं कि जहां 10,000 से अधिक एक्टिव केसेस देश में अभी हैं, ऐसी केवल 2 स्टेट हैं, जिसमें कि केरला, जहां पर 41,000 के करीब केसेस एक्टिव केसेस की दृष्टि में है, यानी कि देश के 43% के करीब एक्टिव केसेस केरला स्टेट में पाए जा रहे हैं। साथ ही महाराष्ट्र में 10,161 केसेस हैं। Approximately 10.7% of active cases in the country are primarily in Maharashtra. इसी तरह 9 स्टेट ऐसी हैं जहां पर 1,000 से 10,000 की संख्या में एक्टिव केसेस हम देखते हैं और 25 स्टेट में एक्टिव केसेस की संख्या 1,000 से भी कम है। इसी के साथ ही अगर हम ओवरऑल केस पॉजिटिविटी को एनालाइज करें तो पाते हैं कि पिछले 2.5 महीनों से हमारे देश की ओवरऑल केस पॉजिटिविटी 2% से भी कम है और पिछले हफ्ते में, जैसे कि इससे पहले हमने बताया, अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 0.73% केस पॉजिटिविटी पिछले हफ्ते में नोट की गई है, जहां एक स्थाई पर यह हमारे लिए कंफर्ट का इशू है। लेकिन साथ ही हमें यह भी समझना है कि अगर हम केस ट्रेजेक्ट्री को, इन्फेक्शन के स्प्रेड को नोट करें तो अभी भी ऐसे कुछ जिले हैं जहां पर कि अधिक केस पॉजिटिविटी पाई जा रही है। अधिक केस पॉजिटिविटी इज एन इंडिकेशन कि स्प्रेड ऑफ इन्फेक्शन इज हायर और जहां जरूरी है कि हम अपनी टेस्टिंग बढ़ाएं, अर्ली आइडेंटिफिकेशन पर फोकस करें और उन केसेस को फैलने से रोकें। इस संबंध में अगर हम देखें तो आज देश में 19 ऐसे जिले हैं जहां पर की केस पॉजिटिविटी 5 से 10% के बीच में है, जिसमें मुख्यतः केरला के 8 जिले हैं, मिजोरम के 5 जिले हैं, मणिपुर से 2 जिले हैं और इसी तरह अरुणाचल प्रदेश, नागालैंड, पुडुचेरी और वेस्ट बंगाल से एक जिला है, जिसमें मुख्यतः हम देखें कि केरला में इडुक्की जो जिला है वहां पर 9.07% केस पॉजिटिविटी है, कोट्टयम जिला में 9.09% केस पॉजिटिविटी है, मिजोरम में इसी तरह आइजोल में 9.73 और बाकी जो जिले हैं जैसे ख्वाजौल जिसमें 9.76% एंड लॉन्ग तलाई जिसमें 9.38% केस पॉजिटिविटी है। इसी के साथ ही देश में अभी भी 8 जिले ऐसे हैं जहां पर की केस पॉजिटिविटी 10% से भी अधिक है, जिसमें मुख्यतः मिजोरम के 5 जिले हैं, केरला के 2 जिले हैं और सिक्किम का 1 जिला है, जिसमें स्पेसिफिकली साउथ डिस्ट्रिक्ट सिक्किम में हमने एक हाई केस पॉजिटिविटी दैट इज अराउंड 25.78% नोट की है। चम्फाई इन मिजोरम, हंगथाल, थियाल एंड लुंगलेई में इसी तरह से अधिक केस पॉजिटिविटी मिजोरम में भी नोट की जा रही है। हम स्टेट से संपर्क बनाए हुए हैं, प्रयत्न है कि वहां पर कंटेनमेंट एक्टिविटीज एडुकेट टेस्टिंग करके हम केस को आइडेंटिफाई करें और केस पॉजिटिविटी और इन्फेक्शन के स्प्रेड को रोकने का कार्य करें। देश में वैक्सीनेशन का कार्य सुचारू रूप से चल रहा है। ओवरऑल देश में 80.98 करोड़ डोजेस फर्स्ट डोज के रूप में दी जा चुकी हैं, जिसके द्वारा देश की 86.2% ऑफ अडल्ट पॉपुलेशन को फर्स्ट डोज दी जा चुकी है। इसके साथ ही सेकेंड डोज 50.21 करोड़ दी जा चुकी है और देश में 53.5% ऑफ अडल्ट पॉपुलेशन को फुली वैक्सीनेट किया जा चुका है। ओवरऑल अगर हम देखें कंटिन्यूड बेसिस पर करते हुए इन एफर्ट्स में हम लोग अब तक 131 करोड़ से अधिक डोजेज एडमिनिस्टर कर चुके हैं और साथ ही अगर हम
So these were the live visuals from the Health Ministry on COVID's preparedness and updates. Let's go back to Barar Square, where the cremation and the final rites are taking place of late CDS General Bipin Rawat. The wreath laying ceremony is currently underway at the Barar Square Cantonment Cremation Center. The last salute to the brave heart of the country. These are the two daughters of CDS General Bipin Rawat, who was the first tri-service chief. The country bids farewell to People's General today. With full military honors, the cremation will be done. The last post and rouse will be by Tri-Services Bugle. "800 servicemen in attendance. Last riots to be done with full military honors of India's first CDS General Bipin Rawat." The wreath laying ceremony is currently underway at the Barar Square Cremation Center. The mortal remains of CDS General Bipin Rawat and his wife Madhulika will be cremated at the Barar Square with full military honors. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is laying the wreath Following the protocol, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh laid the wreath and observed silence, remembering the son of Uttarakhand, the brave heart of the country. At the Brar Square crematorium. The nation is paying last respect to India's first tri-service chief, CDS General Bipin Rawat. Who lost his life in a helicopter crash. IAF's aircraft crash in Tamil Nadu's Kannur, along with 13 other personnel. Daughters of CDS General Bipin Singh Rawat, family members will now lay wreath and pay tribute, last respect to CDS General Bipin Rawat. As part of the protocol, the family members will now lay the wreath and pay last respect to CDS General Bipin Singh Rawat and his wife Madhulika. Full military honors for General Bipin Rawat with 17 guns saluting. The funeral procession that took place from Kamraj Marg and reached Brar Square crematorium in Delhi cantonment. The mortal remains of CDS General Bipin Rawat and his wife Madhulika Rawat. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh paid homage, laid the wreath, observed silence as well, remembering CDS General Bipin Rawat. Former chiefs also assembled for the farewell. The pyre will be lit by the family members of India's first tri-service chief, CDS General Bipin Rawat. Ceremonial proceedings are taking place. On your screens are the two brave daughters of CDS General Bipin Singh Rawat and wife Madhulika Rawat. Kritika and Tarini. Earlier they paid floral tributes. CDS General Bipin Rawat will be accorded with 17-gun salute as part of full military honours. General Rawat was known as the son of Uttarakhand. Top chiefs, political leaders, leaders of opposition, the entire country has united today to pay last respect to India's first tri-service chief. Sentiments pouring in. The mortal remains are now being taken for the cremation with full military honours, including the 17 guns salute. हाँ बोलिए।
Excuse me, madam. Sir. Side, sir, please.
So, the media enclosure was supposed to be there, sir. The collector, the family sitting and बैठने की जगह बना देंगे तो बहुत लोग खड़े हैं वो लोग ऑलरेडी तो पहले सुबह बताया था हमने सुबह वहीं कर रहे तो हम लोग गए there was no space to start so the camp मैं उनको हटा देता हूँ आप प्लीज लेकिन this has to be vacant ठीक है you know उनके बैठने की जगह no problem just आपको space fill with चलो सर वहीं चलो कौन बोल वहाँ पे उस साइड
क्या कर रहे हैं?
वो देखने से
कहाँ जाएंगे? उस साइड एक साइड
इतना ही वहाँ पे टेबल से बैठा तभी जा सकते एक बार निकाल गए किधर से वहाँ से निकाल गए
दिल का केबल है यार 4 नंबर ही है
कहाँ से निकालेंगे किधर से निकालेंगे
थोड़ा सा
रही थोड़ा सा हम लोग को ध्यान रखते हैं
अपने Ayom Mahatro Irohat Vasan Modi Samhe Modi Taksi Samhe Yada Puna Modi Vasa Jaga Sato Shumate Ekadam Pratihajam Sato Naman Sudaha Sansanam Pandit Shumanama Muktiva Jaga Namute Yada Provratan Sugai Namtiva Shumanama Muktiva Pasante Pitri Gyanama Pandit Om Aswapam Tikvam Pitiyam Namaha Namukam Matam Panditiyam Tikam Pushivangam Pitiyam Namaha Om Madhulika Rawat Yada Pratihya Madhuam Gambasam Pratibhe Namaha सभी से थोड़ी थोड़ी सामग्री दे दीजिए। ओम वाचवे स्वाहा, ओम रूपे स्वाहा, ओम द्रव्येश्वराय स्वाहा, ओम जासाय स्वाहा, ओम द्रव्याय स्वाहा, ओम रत्कालाभ्याय स्वाहा, ओम मृत्युकालाभ्याय स्वाहा, ओम ब्रह्मकुष्ठाभ्याय स्वाहा। आप ये करके प्रयास करो बेटा। रखो बेटा रखो, अपने आप का साथी रखो। ओम संविदा संपूर्ण ओम व्यापक हाथ जोड़ो अनादि में देवा साइन तक से ओम पर तक से ओम नमः। दवा दवा बस आप बाहर आके मुझे थोड़ा पीछे रखो। साथ में जल्दी जल्दी ना तो साइड से लकड़ी उठवानी है। हां दे 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 सभी लोग थोड़ा नीचे करते जाइएगा, थोड़ा आगे जाइए।
Right, if you're just tuning in, you're watching the cremation with full military honors of the late Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat, at the Brar Square crematorium in Delhi Cantonment. A 21-gun salute was given in his honor, and the funeral pyre has just been lit by his daughters. Remember, General Rawat, his wife, and 11 others perished in the 8th December helicopter incident at Kunur in Tamil Nadu. Earlier this morning, his mortal remains, along with that of his wife, were kept in state at the K. Kamaraj residence of the late CDS, where many came to pay their last respects to the departed souls, including dignitaries and others alike. You can see Defence Minister Rajnath Singh among those present at the crematorium as we speak, where the last rites are being performed for General Bipin Rawat and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat. As we stay on these visuals, coming to you live from Brar Square crematorium in New Delhi, India mourns the passing away of the late Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat, and 11 others. And spontaneous outpouring of emotions was seen earlier today as the cortege made its way from his residence to the Brar Square crematorium, where young and old alike thronged the roads, showered petals on the cortege, and raised patriotic slogans to pay their homage, their respects to the departed souls. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Minister of State for Defence, the Service Chiefs, Minister of State for External Affairs, Meenakshi Lekhi and others are present at the Brar Square crematorium, where the last rites are being performed for General Bipin Lakshman Singh Rawat, the late Chief of Defence Staff, and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat. These are the live visuals coming to you from the Brar Square crematorium in Delhi Cantonment, where the last rites are being performed in honor of the late Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat. Remember, General Rawat, his wife, and his staff were travelling in a helicopter from Sulur in Tamil Nadu to Wellington on the 8th of December when the incident happened. His body was laid in state this morning at his K. Kamaraj residence in New Delhi for all to pay their last respects. The funeral cortege then made its way to the Brar Square crematorium, and an instant and spontaneous outpouring of emotions was seen as the cortege made its way from his residence to the Brar Square crematorium in Delhi Cantonment, with crowds thronging the roads, young and old alike, showering rose petals and raising slogans, patriotic slogans at that, as the cortege made its way to the crematorium for the last rite to be performed. General Rawat was the highest serving military officer in the country. He was India's first Chief of Defence Staff. He took over as the CDS on 1st January 2020. Prior to that, he was the Chief of Army Staff, and he is survived by two daughters who performed the last rites at the crematorium just a short while ago. On your screens right now is the family of General Rawat, his two daughters, along with other kith and kin, close relatives, where the last rites have just been performed for General Rawat and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat. You're watching the continuous coverage here on DD India of the cremation of India's first Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Lakshman Singh Rawat, with full military honours at the Brar Square crematorium in Delhi Cantonment. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh meeting with the family members. He paid tributes to the late general at his residence this morning and also attended the cremation of Brigadier Lidda, who perished in the attack as well. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, accompanied by the three service chiefs and other dignitaries, are present at the Brar Square crematorium, and as we speak he is interacting with the family of General Rawat. You're watching the live visuals of the cremation of General Bipin Rawat and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat, from the Brar Square crematorium in Delhi Cantonment. General Rawat was a man of many parts. He was a soldier's general, an outstanding soldier, an outstanding general as well, who had put in more than 4 decades of his life serving the country in the armed forces. He held many ranks and performed exceptionally well throughout his career, and he became the first Chief of Defence Staff, as I said, on 1st January 2020. But in a tragic incident on the morning of 8th December, the helicopter he, his wife and others were flying in perished at Kunur in Tamil Nadu. General Rawat, his wife and 11 others perished in that incident. The only survivor from the incident is Group Captain Varun Singh, who is receiving medical attention in Bengaluru. Minister Rajnath Singh leaving from the crematorium as we speak after the last rites were performed on General Rawat and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat. Right, so it's about 8 minutes past 5 p.m. local time, and you're watching the live visuals coming to you from the Brar Square crematorium in Delhi Cantonment, where the last rites have just been performed on General Bipin Rawat and his wife, Mrs. Madhulika Rawat. You're watching the continuous coverage here on DD India. Their mortal remains were kept in state this morning at the General's residence, from where the cortege made its way to Brar Square. And as I mentioned before, and by my colleagues through the day, a spontaneous outpouring of emotions and solidarity with General Rawat as crowds thronged the roads leading up to the crematorium in Delhi Cantonment. Young, old, men, women, children, all coming out in an outpouring of emotion to pay their last respects to the departed souls. Many people were seen showering petals, rose petals on the cortege as it made its way through the roads of Delhi, of the capital city, to the crematorium in Delhi Cantonment. Young boys, youths were seen running alongside the cortege, raising patriotic slogans in honor of General Bipin Rawat. Condolences are pouring in and have been pouring in from every corner of the world. Governments, ministers, ambassadors, diplomatic missions, all have come out and paid their respects to General Rawat, an outstanding soldier who rose to become India's first Chief of Defence Staff. And a number of countries have sent their highest officials to pay their tributes and pay homage to the departed general. Such was the stature Right, you're watching the live coverage of the cremation of General Bipin Rawat.